Thank you for tuning back in to see my latest creation, Simplicity 8296. I made this dress in a polyacrylic blend in the colors watermelon pink and white. The flowers were white and they bordered my body side to make illusion of slenderness, drawing the eyes up and down versus side to side. This dress is very user friendly and a perfect starter project for any sewer. I enjoyed this pattern. And also, this was basically my test run, my muslin. I purchased this material for $3 a yard and made a very tropical feeling dress for the end of summer. And I was glad that I did, and I think it was very flattering on me. I serged the edges of my fabric, and so I wouldn't have to go back and do that after the completion of the garment because I sewed this on a straight stitch machine. I am now working on the bust darts of the garment. They're fairly large darts, but I used a tracing paper and a tracing wheel to mark my bust darts. Before I did that, I did check the pattern to make sure that the bust darts would fall where I want on my breast, and that was the apex of them, and it did fall nicely there. So this is me just matching up the lines. I don't know if you can really see them. I did a poor job of recording that. Hopefully as I go along I'll get better at recording my steps. So just me marking my bust darts and getting ready to sew them on my machine. Okay, this is me at the machine, and I'm going to start sewing the darts. And as I get towards the end of the dart where it goes very sharp to the edge, I make sure to take 2 or 3 stitches so my bust dart will lie flat. I left a long tail on my bust dart so I could make a knot on them versus back stitching and making my dart knot lie flat. This is me here placing my bust darts downward, facing downward, and I put them on a pressing ham to shape the breast apart. I use some spray, I think it's called spray starch. It's not starch, but it's a spray and press lavender scent. I'm using a pressing cloth so that you can see through. I love my pressing cloths to be able to see through them so I can see what I'm pressing. And you can usually get those at Joann. I'll see if I can find that on Amazon and link in the link below. But also, that's a little handy dandy iron I have. Okay, here I've already interfaced my facing, and I'm going to place that facing on the top of neckline of the dress with the right sides of the fabric facing each other. And I'm going to pin that, and then I'm going to go seam it on the machine with a regular straight stitch, and then understitch that. The pattern doesn't say understitch it, but understitch it to the facing so it'll roll over nicely. Now I'm going to take the front and back pieces and attach them together on the sides. I'm going to lay the pieces with the right sides facing each other, and sew down them with a 5/8 of an inch seam, stopping on the left side where you should have marked where you wanted the slit to begin on your left side of your seam. As you can kind of see here, I am starting at the top of the dress and I'm matching the edges together, and I have pinned my dart downward, even though I pressed it downward, to make sure it would stay that way while I am sewing the sides together. The sleeves are very simple to make and install. I took the pattern piece, folded it over with the right sides of the fabric facing each other. I then went on with a straight stitch and made a 5/8 of an inch seam, and then I pressed that open. Then I hemmed the sleeve with a shirt tail hem, which is a 1/4 of an inch hem turned over twice. Very simple to do, and it didn't take but a couple minutes to put it together. This is a diagram of inserting the sleeve into the arm's eye of the dress. In the diagram, you see 2 rows of stitching. That is done to make a stronger seam. I matched the side seam of the dress to the seam of the sleeve. Then I proceeded on to sew them together using a double row of stitching. This is preventive measure here to keep the elastic from getting stuck in the armhole seam allowance. Just baste it down the top of the sleeve about 1.5 inches to tack it down so when you insert your elastic, it will not get stuck in the area of the seam. Press upper edge of the back and sleeve to the inside along fold line for the casing. Press under 1/4 of an inch on the entire raw edge and then stitch close after you have folded it over on the fold line to the edge of the casing, leaving it open between the front armhole seams. Cut a piece of elastic the length of the elastic guide, that's pattern piece number 5, and then you insert the elastic through the opening in the casing, having the ends extend about 5/8 of an inch beyond the armhole seams. This is a good time to adjust the fitting for the back. You might need to pull the elastic a little bit more than 5/8 of an inch on each side to get a snugger fit, or to let not to pull it as snugly as 5/8 of an inch. After you have the right fit, sew your seam down, catching your elastic and the casing opening together. Turn front facing under, press it, then top stitch it, following the guides on the pattern piece. Moving on to the shoulder straps. I am folding the straps over with the right sides facing each other. And by the way, I have already interfaced it. I'm going to seam down the edges 3/8 of an inch with a straight stitch, leaving the ends open so I can turn the strap right sides out. I press the seams down and then I attach it to the dress where the circles were indicated on the pattern piece. On the slit of the dress, I did a shirt tail hem, And that's when I take 1/4 of an inch, I press it down once, then I turn over again 1/4 of an inch, and I sew it down close to the edge, and making what they call a shirt tail hem. After I finish the side slit, I hem the bottom of the dress with a shirt tail hem. This dress was a joy to make, and I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. And I also want to ask you to subscribe to help my channel grow. And I'll be getting back with more projects and sewing project and crafting projects. And also I'll leave a link to my Amazon affiliate store with some of the products I used on making this garment. Thank you.